Welcome back to WD18, the Watford fan channel. We've done a Zoom video before. I've done one with Shane, little tester, and you guys seem to really like the format of those sort of videos. And we've brought them back. This time we've got two added, well, they've come off the bench and they've come in straight into the starting lineup. It's the front four of myself, Robin, Sam and Shane. And today we're going to be talking about the top three Premier League goals since 2015. We like to reiterate that it's not in the 2006-7 season. That's not taken into consideration. It is purely just from 2015, that season under Flores, to now under Nigel Pearson. So we're going to be picking our top three goals from that time, from 2015 to 2020. And hopefully we don't pick the same ones. It'd be good to get a bit of variety in our choices.
I'd like to say before, these three I've picked, I've tried to go a bit abstract, or maybe not like key massive ones that maybe picked by others. So in third place, we've got Roberto Pereira versus Leicester in the 2017 season. At home, under Mazzari.
Wasn't it after like the second minute as well, or something like that?
Yeah, so we scored in the second minute, and then Pereira scored in the 12th minute. I just checked this before. I remember being behind the goals it happened. He just cuts in on his right foot, and the amount of curl he gets on it. It's lovely. It's just a pure, clean strike of football.
Great finish. And to be fair, I mean, Roberto Pereira, he's had that in his locker. He just doesn't show it enough, really, I think, for me. But he's had that quality. And when we signed him in that season, Robin, I mean, that was when that goal went in. Yeah, when that goal went in, you were like, this is the Pereira we've bought.
100%. He looked like, sort of like the way Delafeu is now, in the one of our key top players back then under Mazzari. He's a shame to see he's kind of fallen off a bit now.
Great goal to start with. I think could quite easily be higher in other people's top three, but good start. We'll go with Sam next. What have you gone for third place, mate?
So in number three, I've gone for a goal that I don't think is talked about near enough to the amount that it should be. So to give some context, we had I think it was the week before we had that Wolves game against Wembley, and it was Fulham at home, and the ball came into the box.
Yes,
really smashed it into the top corner.
I think I was with Shane for this one.
Fantastic goal. And
were you with Shane? Yeah, you were.
Yeah,
that was a banger.
Yeah, I don't think it's spoken about enough. Again, like Robin, goals that perhaps not the obvious one, like Sar's against Liverpool isn't in my top three. But yeah, brilliant goal.
That's a great goal. And I think the thing is, Sam, you're right, because of the nature of the opposition. I think Fulham, that game we actually relegated them, it kind of gets forgotten about a little bit, but what a strike that was. I don't think Will Hughes has hit a better strike really at Watford, and I guess the keeper got a hand to it, but it was so powerful it just kind of went past him.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Hughes, for me, since he came in, I've always loved him. I think he gets unfairly criticised by fans quite a lot. I think we've now found his best position, which is not deep, but not as high up as he was either, like dead centre mid. And he's been brilliant under Pearson, and he always gives 100%. And what more can we ask for from our players, really?
I think having an English manager really suits him.
Yeah, exactly.
Say that as well.
Yeah, I
think particularly with Pearson as well, they worked together with Derby. He was a brief spell, I think, there, Pearson, and then Will Hughes went, or he knew him from his time before Watford anyway. I think, yeah, you're spot on there, Sam. I mean, the only thing is with Will Hughes is because we've dropped him a little bit deeper, there's probably less chance he's going to get on the score sheet more often. But particularly under Silva and Javi, he contributed a few great goals. I can remember the West Ham one at home. That was a Burnley actually as well. I mean, he scored a couple of really good
Burnley
goals.
Goal, yeah. Yeah, that was brilliant. Yeah.
Really good goals. So third place, we've got Pereira's goal v Leicester. We've got Will Hughes's versus Fulham. Shane, what is your third spot?
Third one, this one wasn't an absolute cracking goal, but one that I think secured us the points on the evening. I've gone for Delafeu's goal against Chelsea in the 4-1 win. The reason for that is because it was his home debut, that game. Javi's first game under the lights, an incredible game. But I remember him just running away with the ball, telling Deeney which side to go, cutting inside, making those Chelsea defenders run all the way back. The fact that he slotted it in gave us a taste of Delafeu and what we were going to get from him. The goal celebration of his is one that's been turned into a meme of me. So that goal as well.
I'll put that on screen now.
And I remember actually we did a vlog for that game as well. You were sitting with me, Jacob, and the scenes.
I remember watching that
goal
back.
was unbelievable. That's why he's in third for me.
Great shout, Shane. My third place actually from the same game. I've gone for Daryl Janmaat's goal against Chelsea. The reason being is, I think I said it to the guys just before you came back, Shane. I think the run from a right back to literally waltz one length of the pitch to the other, a 1-2, and then just to slot it. He could have gone for that left-hand side, but he put it back where it came from. Courtois had no chance. He was wrong-footed. But I think Daryl Janmaat's been known for doing a couple of those runs. He did it away at Chelsea the season
under
before.
Massari, yeah.
I think it was a consolation goal, but he scored there. And even in the 5-1 defeat, away at Liverpool under Matsari, he's known for making those bombing runs.
It was a good finish, that goal.
From right back. So I've put in Daryl Janmaat at third place. I think it's a great individual effort. Great run. The 1-2 was sublime. And considering that was at 1-1 as well, that was a risky move for a right back to do, really, to bomb on. But I know it was against Chelsea with 10 men, but a great finish, great run. And Daryl Janmaat's been known for popping up with a few absolute crackers. So he goes into third place for me. Robin, second place.
It's really, really tough for me to pick second place. I think I'm going to go for Deulofeu at home to Cardiff last season.
Oh, that's a good goal. Oh, yeah.
I think he ran. I think it's 6 or 7 players he ran through, including the goalkeeper. And it's honestly some of the best close control I've seen from a football player that isn't named Lionel Messi. Like, genuinely, I think
Robin,
you had some bad games last season.
You say that, but I don't know if anyone else has this goal in. I don't. But that was a very similar goal. I think it was Pereira against Huddersfield earlier.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable as well. Very
that
similar.
was a good goal. Very good goal.
I think under Garcia was our best chance in, I think it will be our best chance in about 10 years to have got Europe or to have done something big. We got to that FA Cup final and I'm really proud of us. And I think that season was like peak Watford, I think, over the last few years. It built up to that really well.
Yeah, and you felt we had enough quality that season to really push on, but in a weird way, the FA Cup did kind of have a detrimental effect on the league campaign. And I think, as Sam mentioned, just going back to the goal itself, Pereira and Deulofeu, what you get with those two players, they're so technical. Those runs they make, weaving in and out, and on their day they are unplayable. It's a shame we haven't seen it a little bit more often, I guess, because of Deulofeu's injuries. Pereira's a bit hot and cold, but certainly both of them have superb quality. But I think that's a great shout. So what was it? It was Deulofeu's goal against Cardiff?
At home to Cardiff last season.
Cardiff. Okay, great shout. Sam, who have you gone for in second place?
I've gone for another home game, this time against Man United, and I've gone for Juan Camilo Zuniga's goal.
Zuniga!
What a man!
Oh, yes!
I just, first of all, it was a brilliant finish. I don't really know where he played, because he played in about 20 different positions that season when he did play. But, I think it was mainly a left back, but that finish from a defensive player, unbelievable, particularly after he came on 2 minutes before that goal actually went in. And also just the whole mood that day when we scored, there's that celebration of Walter jumping out of his technical area. And, limbs that day were unbelievable as well. I think we dominated them that day, and then Rashford equalised, very similar to the Chelsea game. And then when Zuniga scored, there was just a whole relief around the stadium, so to speak. And
I think that's a great shout. And I think the finish was exquisite, but also the pullback from Pereira, just to see that in the corner of his eye and just pull it back onto the penalty spot.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant finish and brilliant ball as well from Pereira. I think that's a really good shout. That was to make it 2-1 as well, so crucial goal.
Yeah.
Right. There's big shouts coming in from the Zoom chat. Right, next one we've got Shane, second place.
Second spot. Gone for a very, very recent one. And that is Ismail Assar's goal against Liverpool. The second one, that finish, can I remember that right? Yeah, it was the first 2-0 up in that game. Brilliant goal. The fact that I think Dini's pass as well made it, but the fact that Sarr had the composure, the fact that we were 1-0 up, young guy, clean through, Alisson to beat, put it past him. What a finish that was. I said it on my fan cam that night. We heard the lion roar, and boy, did we hear that with that second goal. I mean, what a finish that was. So much composure. It may not have been like an absolute cracker, but for me, it was a key part. It could end up being a key part of our season. If the whole technicality of goal difference and all that comes into it, the fact that we managed to score 3, and I think he scored the best of the 3 for me. That's why he goes into second for now. Lots and lots of loads and loads of competition, but I'm looking at like big games and key goals as well. And I think that could end up being a massive goal for us this season.
Yeah, no, spot on. I think also, as you said, Shane, the calibre of opposition has to be taken into account, I think, when you're ranking them. I mean, we're talking European champions. I mean, the champions elect,
Champions
really.
elect. As I said about 88 times in that fan cam at the end. Champions elect! Champions elect!
But the way...
Brilliant, though, because even in the build-up, you look at, I think, Will Hughes' back heel on the halfway
Yeah.
line. And
Yeah.
I can't even remember, but unbelievable goal.
Yeah, that's a brilliant finish.
The way absolutely burst past Van Dijk as well, and the composure, and then the celebration. Oh, stop!
Oh, celebration! That was brilliant.
What a goal! That is an unbelievable finish. Right, so number 2, controversially, I was going to go. Well, not controversially, I was going to go for Pereira's goal against Leicester, but I thought we'd mix it up. I'm actually going to go for Deeney's goal away at Cardiff.
Oh my gosh! That's a banger. That's a banger.
That's an absolute banger.
Deeney's goal versus Cardiff away. The team goal, the 4th goal on the night.
Brazil ball at its finest.
Mate, what a goal! Every player touched the ball, I believe, in that move.
Yeah.
It was just. I'm a big fan of a team goal as well, and I thought mix it up a little bit because we've got a lot of individual efforts here with great technique, but that one was a real team goal, and even at the end when Delafay could have quite easily gone on to get his 4th goal. I think it was his 4th goal. But instead he cut it back for Deeney, and that was just such a great goal, and it epitomised actually the way we played football under Javi Gracia. It was a fantastic, well built up goal, and I think that's got to be in the top 3 for me. So in second place I've gone for Deeney's team goal. We'll say it shouldn't even be given to Deeney, really. It was just a great goal overall. A great team goal. So that goes into second spot for me. Robin, top spot.
I've got some nice backups. I do want to say there's loads of other goals that could have been in my top 3. So So I've gone for Ighalo's first goal versus Liverpool at home when we beat them 3-0. I just think in that moment in the season, our first season in the Prem, it was end of December. It kind of made me think in myself, with us beating Liverpool that comprehensively, that we deserve to be in the Premier League. And also it's some of the best hold-up play from a striker I've seen in the Premier League, in the last 5 years. The way he shrugs off, I think, is Skirtle as well.
It was Skirtle. It was Skirtle.
One of Liverpool's best defenders in the last 10 years, just shrugs him off, puts the ball into the back of the net in the far corner. I think he had a real knack that year of just finding the net somehow. It didn't have to be pretty, but it was perfect lone play up front.
And that combination with Troy as well, the ball over the top. He still had a lot to do with Ighalo. You've got to remember that, of course.
Back to goal,
Deeney's ball was great, but it was bouncing, it was bobbling, and the way he just touched that down and put it in the left-hand corner. That partnership, how good was it, Robbie? I mean, serious
It's
players.
definitely, it's up there for the best strike partnership Watford have had in at least 30, 40 years. I think Ighalo and Deeney Vidra maybe in the Championship, and then you have to go back to Blissett and Barnes and stuff like that. I'm not sure if there's someone that sticks out in the 90s or early noughties together. I don't know if...
No.
I don't think on the same level.
No, not on the same level as Deeney and Ighalo when they were firing.
I think that's a great
You had
shout.
I guess you had back in those, you had certain individuals that did really well for us, like Marlon King, Hyder Helmerson in the whole of the early noughties and all that. But Deeney Ighalo, man, what a partnership, and that was a great goal. Really.
And I think the thing is, what's great that Robin's put Ighalo in. I was preparing for the video and I was watching back the 2015-16 goal of the season contenders, and 90% of the goals were from Ighalo.
Very Ighalo, yeah.
So it's great to see him in a top 3. So Robin's top 3 done. Sam, who have you gone for top spot?
So I've got a backup, obviously, because Deeney away at Cardiff was my first one. So I'm going to go with...
Sorry about that, lad.
I'm going to go with Craig Cathcart home to Tottenham last season.
Oh yeah, what a goal!
Obviously, Brexit goal, corner and a header. But, it was, I think we won that was our 4th win in a row at the start of the season. The best start to a Watford season in God knows how many years. And just the whole mood that day was unbelievable. Everyone was singing the Javi Gracia song. The sun was out. It's just a brilliant day all day around. Deeney scored a header from one of us set piece, and you know, I mean that's probably the last time we've scored from 2 set pieces in one game.
Yeah. That's a good shout, Sam. Probably not one of the best, as in technique-wise, but in terms of the importance of the goal to have that winning start. I mean, a great bullet header and a big goal too. So, Shane, who have you gone for? Hopefully I haven't nicked one of yours.
No, you haven't. No. I have picked a goal that was scored in a game that someone has mentioned as number one. And my number one is Igala's goal against Liverpool. But the last one he scored, the one to seal the 3-0 win. And I'll tell you why. Because, you know, our first season in the Prem, 2-0 up against Liverpool, for some reason, I still didn't think that we were going to win it. And, like, the ball in the midfield. I mean, bear in mind, the ball that came in, it was a header in the end, but the ball that came in from Valon Barami. Like, let's not forget that. A centre mid putting in such a brilliant ball. Igalo's header, 3-0. I end up strangling 28 people around me. Unbelievable. And that was, I think, as Robin kind of alluded to, that was maybe like the first kind of hint, the big run that we went into throughout the Christmas period, the games that came. I think before that as well, winning streak. That was a huge goal. And I think, I can't quite remember, I think we were maybe 4 or 5 points off the top 4 when that goal actually went in. And once that game had finished, those 3 points were huge for us. And I think the key part in Flores cementing safety for us at a 13th place finish.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great shot. And also, I think, to be fair, in that season, when you look back on it, we almost confirmed safety by Christmas, really. We were doing that well. I think we were almost at 30 points, I think. And we tailed off towards the second half of the season. I think if the season had been based on January to the end of the season, we would have finished 17th. So it just shows the contrast in how good we were that season.
And we've gone on a massive FA Cup run as well. Don't forget, you know, the whole Arsenal quarter-final, the Palace semi-final. We definitely took our foot off the gas. But before we did that, we retreated to some great games, and that was definitely one of them.
Spot on. That's Shane's top 3, Sam's top 3, Robin's top 3, me to finish off. Top spot, I've gone for a goal from Troy. I've gone for a goal in the Mazzari season, and I've gone for West Ham away, the equalising goal. Chip.
Yes!
Oh, lovely goal.
That was a
brilliant game.
That is my favourite goal, not in terms of, well, obviously it got us back in the game, but that is probably the best technique I've seen. It's just unbelievable technique.
Now we know how Deulofeu scored against Wolves. He just looked at Deeney's and then he did that.
But
I never realised that,
That's the thing. We go on about Deulofeu's chip and what a goal it was, but Deeney's was I know it was a different context of the game, but it was a bit further out, had more loop on it, had to get past the keeper. I think it was Winston Reid on the line as well. He was running in.
Yes. Yeah.
That technique is absolutely sublime. And if you see Messi or Ronaldo score that, you'll be going on about it for weeks. So that's my top spot. I think that is an absolutely sublime effort from Troy. And I'd actually go as far to say probably the best goal he scored since we've come back. Since I think we've come back into the Prem, but there's a goal from him as well. In terms of the technique on that, it's just absolutely superb. Shane's frozen, so we'll probably wrap it up there. Thank you very much. Yeah, he's gone. Thank you very much for watching, guys. You're left with the top 3 out of the 4. It's me, Sam, Rob. But no, thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you did enjoy the video. Let us know your thoughts on our selections down in the comment section below. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.